What in the world? Okay, cool. I think we're live. I don't know. I have no idea. It's not just me that sees it. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. It's working. I can see you, Stephen. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Wait a sec. Okay, cool. Yep, we're live. Mark, hello. Hope you're good. Yeah, I'll eat. Not just me that sees it. That's working. Right, I hope you guys are doing well. Come on in, say hello. Click a cheeky thumbs up, cheeky thumbs down, however you like. So, Wilder is a... yeah, you know that much. You know it. What time we got? 20 past 12. It's probably the wrong time to go live, really, to be honest with you. Really is. Although nobody was live a minute ago. So let me make sure other people ain't live. H, hope you're good. Hope you're good. Right, so I've got a statement here from the British Boxing Board of Control. Wait a second. So where is it? Here it is. Okay. So Blue Collar Sports TV, big up. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're doing good. I'm really good, thank you very much. So I've got a statement here. It was sent to me by two people. First of all, April Hunter, professional boxer here in Newcastle, she is, and of course Phil Jeffries, the top boxing manager and promoter from up here in the Northeast. So I've got Blackout. I see you. Jab the like button. Jab it. So the statement from the British Boxing Board of Control, if you have not, of course, seen it already, maybe plenty of people have done videos on it. If they have, I do apologise. I haven't had a chance to do too much. I've been immersed in everyday self-quarantining with things to do around the house, plus doing plenty of podcasts, which seem to take up a hell of a long time. And I've still got some more to upload as well. Chris, what's up? I see you. Blackout, what's good? What's good? You're all ears. Okay, so it's going to be quite a lengthy statement. And this is from Robert Smith, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control. Now, this was sent to all the people inside the boxing. Obviously, I'm not inside the boxing, but of course they sent it on to me. And this is what they had to say about boxing post COVID-19 lockdown. Sports opinion, I see you. At present, there is no date for social isolation to end. Public health and safety is everyone's top priority, and the British Boxing Board of Control is taking government advice so that we can best advise all our licence holders as to when professional boxing in the UK can resume. We recognise that licence holders will want to prepare for restrictions being lifted and sport resuming. However, it is important to remember that professional boxing will not be able to resume as soon as the lockdown and social distancing measures are lifted. The principal reason for this are the strict medical practices that the British Boxing Board of Control has in place for the safety of boxers. When restrictions are lifted, the ongoing work for our British Boxing Board of Control medical officers and ambulance crews in the NHS roles will continue for some time. As the immediate pressure on the NHS reduces, some medical officers may be available to work at British Boxing Board of Control shows. However, this may not necessarily mean that shows can run. While the NHS is still fighting and recovering from COVID-19 pandemic, we cannot place any further pressure on the system. To put this into perspective, if a boxer suffers a head injury and requires neurosurgical intervention, they will go to an intensive care unit in the bed and post-operative period and require vast medical input in the acute setting. The British Boxing Board of Control will not place this pressure on the NHS, and professional boxing cannot happen until normal NHS services have resumed. Furthermore, NHS staff will have to come through one of the biggest challenges faced by the NHS in its history. All involved will be physically and mentally fatigued. They will justifiably want to take rest and recuperation time. Therefore, due consideration has to be given to the medical personnel before any appointments to tournaments can take place. Your patience on the phased return of the British Boxing controlled licensed shows will be required and appreciated. We will continue to follow the government and medical authorities' advice and keep the situation under review, and when possible, explore all options available to find a way of permitting boxing when it's safe to do so. We would like to re-emphasise that our thoughts are with everybody affected by COVID-19. Please stay home and safe. Robert W. Smith, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control. So there you have it. And if anybody's going to be coming in a little bit late, I can only presume that there's other live streams going on, although I did check right before I went live. And of course the time as well. So what they're saying is that even when the government lift boxing or lift all kinds of events, the British Boxing Board of Control will not put on any shows until all the NHS staff have fully recovered from the whole virus situation of COVID-19, and of course they've all rested up, all that kind of thing, and then life returns to normal. Then they will put on some shows. So you're probably talking a good couple of months after everything is lifted and everything has gone back to normal. So all promoters, all managers who are hoping that as soon as the government announced that people can start mingling into everyday life, they can't put on shows straight away. And it's to, I suppose, kind of what they're saying is, what they don't want to have is have medical staff, which of course they do use professionally trained medical staff from ambulances and the doctors, etc., at the shows, when they could be better off served doing other things, helping the hospitals, helping the doctors and whatever else. And once everybody's fully recovered and got over everything, then that's what they'll do. Sports Opinion, hope you're good. Fan from down in New Zealand. Big up New Zealand. Well, Joseph Parker's probably the king of social media right now, and I'm loving those videos that he's doing. Mark Gallagher, do you have a clue when boxing will be back? There you go, I've just read out the statement. Not for quite some time by the looks of it. Coy D, what's up? Linda, well, it's good to have a live chat, even if there's no live boxing. Thank you. P.S. A lot of people here have forgotten to press the like button. That's alright. No worries. If they want to press it, they can. They can press the thumbs down if they want. Or not. It's up to them. Mark Gallagher, do you think Fury will tie before an AJ fight? Hopefully not. He's got 2 fights left on his deal. But again, a lot of this is going to be down to what happens with COVID-19. How much longer does he want to be out the ring? Maybe he'll lose his motivation between now and then. Who knows? The Pond Man, keep up the good work, Sporting Icons. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Big up to you. Stan, big up to Stockton. Makes sense given the COVID-19 mess. Exactly right. Sounds fair enough. Understandable. Certainly is, Chris. Dambo93. You are a what? Cool. Blue Collar Sports TV. I could certainly see a lot more shows going down in Saudi this year. Good shout, actually. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was just thinking about, well, if British Boxing Board of Control are not going to lift or release any of the arenas or any of the license holders, the boxers, managers, promoters, whoever else, to put on shows, then I guess the boxing managers and promoters, yeah, it could go overseas like Saudi if it's clear over there. Good thinking about that, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that someone like Eddie Hearn will probably prioritise the AJ Pulev or something like that, because obviously he's going to want to make as much money as he possibly can. And don't be surprised, do not be surprised if Sky Sports and BT Sport end up ramping up their prices to make up for lost time if boxing doesn't resume pretty quickly. But so no boxing until next year. Will Wilder get the next fight with Fury, or does Dillian White happen first? Again, who knows? I suppose a lot of that is going to be dependent on the borders, isn't it? Are the borders going to be lifted? I don't know. Are they going to allow people into the country, out of the country? I don't know. If they're not going to lift the borders, for example, if it's perfectly safe and everyday life and shows and events for boxing or whatever else may be, football, can resume here in the UK, but the borders are still up. So nobody can leave, nobody can Well, you could probably leave, but maybe you can't come back. Maybe they may have to postpone. Say AJ's mandatory with Pulev because obviously Pulev can't get in the country. Um, so yeah, they could do AJ versus Fury, or they could do Fury versus White. Yeah, there's certainly other things to look at, that's for sure. That gives wildest people time to find a zombie cure. Yeah, unfortunately for their pandemic, there is no cure. There will never be a cure. You can't cure stupid, unfortunately. Just is what it is. I imagine it'll be the same throughout sport. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Because I did a podcast earlier on. I haven't uploaded it yet with Phil Jeffries from the Northeast Boxing Manager Promoter, and he was saying because he wants to be putting on shows at the Stadium of Light, which is the Sunderland Football Club, and other shows around Hooton in the Spring and things like that. But with the football stadium, the Stadium of Light of Sunderland, he's saying that it's unlikely because these guys are going to want to get their players out and playing regularly to finish the season. So they probably won't allow um, boxing into their stadium because they want to be filling it as much as they can for the football. So who knows what can be happening with football? Who knows? I heard rumours that they could be doing some behind closed doors kind of situations. So yeah, exactly. There's going to be plenty of other sports. I mean, all sports are suffering, aren't they? Football, rugby, tennis, boxing, everything. Formula One, obviously, Formula One. These guys go around um, the world doing their Formula One racing, all that kind of stuff. Big up Dambo 93. I heard yesterday that the Czech Republic and Netherlands are back to normality. Well, look what happened with China. You see, that's where it kind of all started, or so I'm led to believe. It started over there. Um, then they kind of got a hold of it, so let everything go back to normal ways, so they can start eating from their dirty market stalls again, and it's blown up again. So who knows? I think that the governments are too eager because they're so concerned about the economy that economy is more important than life, isn't it, to them? At the end of the day, you and me, while we're human beings, to them, we're just a number, aren't we? That's all it is. The first fight will be in New Zealand for sure. They are a week away from coming out of lockdown. Farr versus Parker is a great fight to start with. Yeah, yeah. I think that Junior Farr and Joseph Parker, why not? I mean, that's a fight that should have happened ages ago. I believe that Junior Farr and Parker, they fought twice in the amateurs, and Farr won both times. I might be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. So yeah, if they're all on, if New Zealand is okay to continue, then why not? If Australia's okay, why not have, say, Lucas Brown versus Junior Farr, or Lucas Brown versus Joseph Parker, Joseph Parker versus Junior Farr? You see what I mean? You can have that kind of trilogy, can't you? So, personally, I think that maybe they should probably do um, Lucas Brown versus Junior Farr, then the winner goes fights Parker. Maybe you guys have got a couple more heavyweights. I don't know. I don't know. Did I? Yeah, I probably did. That was a title. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. I was just kind of like rushing it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I probably did. Um, are they still letting flights in from? I have no idea. To my knowledge, they've cut off all borders, haven't they? No planes in, no planes out, unless it's cargo. So they're flying crop pickers from Eastern Europe. Bit bloody stupid, are they? Is that true? I don't know about that. Mark, how many pay-per-views do you think AJ Fury would do behind closed doors? A lot. He'll do a hell of a lot. But I think it'd be pretty boring watching. Did any of you guys try and catch any of the highlights of the WrestleMania thing? Now, I'm not into WWE, but I was curious as to how it looked, how it sounded, because these guys put on WrestleMania behind closed doors. And I ain't gonna lie, it was crap. It sounded awful, it looked awful, it looked more fake than usual. And while the commentary's still there and that, of course, you need the crowd and you can hear the crowd. The crowd adds to the whole excitement. But for the first pay-per-view, I think that they will sell a lot. But I think people will probably grumble afterwards and go, oh man, don't do it again. Don't do any more behind closed doors because it looks and sounds crap. That's what I think they'll probably do. Oh, was it Darren? Okay. Junior Fine Jurassic Parker fought 4 times and split 2 wins apiece. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. The COVID-19 virus definitely originated from horseshoe bats. Has that been confirmed, is it? I don't know if that's been officially confirmed by the governments and that. To be honest with you, I don't really look at anything. I have no idea whatsoever. I mean, why would you want to eat a bat anyway? What's wrong with eating a hot dog? You know, why would you want to go eat scorpions? What's wrong with eating a cheeseburger? It's weird, isn't it? Weird, weird foods. You know, you see a spider in the bath. Well, rather than flush it down or rinse it down the plug hole, well, I'll put a jar over it and I'll eat that bugger later. Stupid, isn't it? It's stupid. In this day and age, you don't need to be eating insects and tiny little creatures. You don't need to be doing it. Here we're China kid, 3,000 deaths in their country. Yeah, right. New York had more in 48 hours, and it didn't even come from that country. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what the rates are in any countries. I don't know what the rates are in this country, to be honest with you. All I do is I keep myself to myself, my little boy and my wife. We stay in as much as we possibly can. Only really leave the house to do any kind of like grocery shopping or anything like that. And even then, I try and overbuy when I go to the shops, so I don't have to leave the house for like a few days. But you know what it is, especially when you've got kids. There's always something that you need. You know, there's not enough milk in the fridge, or for example, yesterday I bought like a 2 pint of milk, which usually lasts about 4 or 5 days. I bought it yesterday; it's nearly gone already because my wife decided to make pancakes. You know, so there's always got to be something in there. As much as we don't like the disruption, it's a case of the longer the lockdown, the better, I think. In some ways, yeah, of course. I mean, it's no good for the economy, but if people actually stayed indoors, if people stopped going out and treating life like it's normal, you know, stay inside. I know people don't like to. I know some people don't have gardens and whatever else, and your kids are driving you mad, so you want to take them down to the park or you want to take them over to the beach. This is not a holiday, okay? They're asking you to stay in the house to save your own life. That's what they're doing. If you don't want to do that, hey, the stupid people will die first. That's pretty much how it's going to be, isn't it? Australia not having sports for at least another 3 months. New Zealand can happen by the end of May. Far versus Parker are both training. Okay, cool. Oh, there you go then. There you go then. But again, would people be reluctant to go do social mingling to a boxing event? So they could put on Parker versus Farr, which would be an interesting fight for sure. Um, but how many people is actually going to turn up for it inside the arena? Because there's going to be like a lot of people going, I ain't going there. All it takes is that one person in that crowd and it'll just get spread around. You know, so I think a lot of people, they're going to need a lot of time to rebuild before they start going to social gatherings. You know, would you like to see a trilogy between Canelo and Triple G from Darren? I'm okay about watching it. I mean, I don't hate it, not at all. I'd rather that Billy Joe Saunders fights Canelo or Triple G or Callum Smith, and you know, and honestly, them guys mix in with Canelo Triple G. We've already seen Canelo Triple G twice. Do we need to see it again? Personally, I think that Triple G won both those fights, but hey, is what it is. Um, so do we need to see it again? If it goes to a decision, Canelo's going to get the points win anyway. So I'd rather see Billy Joe Saunders in there, to be honest with you. But you know what? That's just me. Hands up, don't shoot. Channel member, hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. China probably had about 3 million died there like Wilder fans always telling lies. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Don't know. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, but I mean, did it definitely come from bats? If it did, why was he eating a bat? You know, you know how difficult those things are to catch. Why would you want to eat a bat? I don't understand that. When you've got chickens running around, you've got all other kinds of things that taste good. Why would you want to eat a tarantula? Why would you want to eat a bat? If I was starving, I don't think I could eat a bat. And who thought it was a good idea to even try it in the first place? It's weird, isn't it? It is weird. All right, Chris, peace. Thank you very much. Do appreciate you stopping in. Stay at home. Save the NHS. Absolutely, Mark. Rewatch Triple G versus Derevchenko. Yeah, Triple G ain't looking good, is he? Although he had flu in that fight, or he had flu in the last week of his camp, at least anyway. So maybe that's got something to do with it. But yeah, but Triple G, I think he starts to look a bit old now. I think since he's had that loss on his record, he isn't really the same kind of guy, is he? But can he box again? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. I don't know. You know, the same. He hasn't got the same kind of presence about him anymore, is he? But it is what it is. What do you consider the biggest fight outside the heavyweight division? The biggest fight. I don't know what the biggest fight would be as far as numbers. I don't know. For pure interest, for myself, I'd like to see Spence versus Crawford. Manny Pacquiao versus Amir Khan, for example. I think that would do tremendous numbers. But is it a fight that would really excite fans as a collective? Probably not. I don't know. Well, there's quite a few fights, I think. I think again, any kind of opportunity for any kind of undisputed or working towards undisputed, I'd be interested in any of that, no matter the weight division. So, would love to see White come in a low 230 pounds. He's too big, too strong for Povetkin, making fall on his own leg. Like that, you know, yeah, making fall on his like George Groves, right? Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, Dillian, he's comfortable at being big. I mean, Dillian used to be much bigger. He's just like stacked, you know, like proper muscle. But then he kind of like trimmed down, and obviously the Marius Wack fight that was totally different because of everything that was going on psychologically for him. But you know, I don't really know what his optimum weight is. It's whatever makes him feel good, I suppose. All right, Stan, you take care too. Yep, I want to get off as well. I was coming Bob to make a video on this whole British Boxing Board of Control thing. So thank you very much for popping in, everybody. I do appreciate it. I know it's an unsociable time, 1:45 in the morning. People don't want to be doing these kind of live streams. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much, everybody.